Hi guys, welcome back. It's me again, Will, and I'm joined by Jared, aka Belandril. And today we're going to be talking about all the biggest surprises and disappointments that we saw at World 21, because trust me, that was a lot. And right up the bat, we got DFM. Like, damn, no one saw
Wow,
this coming from the LJL team. Like, I certainly didn't see this coming. I
I not at
expected
all.
them, right? Like, I expected them to crash out during the playing stage, no offense, because we don't really see much of Japanese league action. So to see DFM actually go through playing stage and actually do their, I would say their best in the group stage. Wasn't the
Yeah, I
greatest,
mean
but
that
the
they
best
yeah
for them,
they
that's
they
for sure.
that's the thing. They did end 0 for 6, but I mean
Yeah,
the fact that they even made it that far. Yes, they're in a group with T1, 100 Thieves, and EDG. So
yeah.
it was a pretty tough group, but they were still there,
I
and
mean, I mean,
the
they
fact that they
faced
made
the
it,
actual winners anyway, the eventual
yeah,
winners. So
exactly.
can fault
But
them.
that was such a nice surprise to see that they actually
Yeah.
made it through. And unfortunately, they just couldn't get anywhere after that.
I mean, they did put up a decent effort against teams like 100 Thieves and even against
Oh,
EG as
definitely.
well. They put them to the sword in the second game. So it's not to
Yeah.
say that DFM's actually bad, you know? They just need
I
a
mean, this
little bit of
is
work more. Like,
exactly this is the kind of experience that they will build on, and moving forward from here, maybe we'll see them again next year, and a
yeah,
lot more from them
definitely.
too, which will be
I got a
great.
lot more expectations for them next year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The second biggest surprise I would say is T1. Like, damn, they actually came this close in semifinals.
They
And for a really
yeah.
young squad to actually make it that far, and for Faker to actually like not even carry his team, but so much as to being like the support for every other player on the field. And
Yes.
he just showed like his experience throughout all 5 games against them one. And wow, T1 really,
That's the thing. I think everyone expected T1 to not show up at all this year.
yeah,
It was amazing to see them, get through into the the knockout stages. And okay, yeah, maybe their first series was against a team that aren't as strong, but then
yeah.
you're going up against Damwon in the semifinals, and they were so close to taking down Damwon. And
No,
could you imagine if they had and where the difference in the grand finals
exactly.
would have been
Like,
huge.
shout out to Oda and Guma Yusi, by the way. Like, those two,
Yeah,
they've got bright futures, that's for sure.
definitely.
Yeah. Like, T1 has, I think, mostly all young talent, and to actually see them go this far, pretty impressive, if I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Exactly. For a young team,
yeah,
yes, okay, you have Faker on your team, but like you said, it wasn't just Faker carrying this team. It was
yeah, like,
definitely Faker kind of taking a backseat support role,
exactly.
going in first, being more the playmaker, not being really the playmaker, but more the backup to watch the rest of his team go in and help his
Yeah,
team, which was really nice to see.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, actually expect T1 to put up better fight next year.
Yeah,
Like, they've definitely got the team for it, and they've got a really young, big squad as well. Like, they would do, like, with T1, they're always rotating and shit like that. So
of course. Yeah, I mean
I
they have a
expect them to
massive
do,
squad.
yeah, huge. The third biggest surprise, I would say, in my book, Hanwha Life, like, actually going the distance in the quarterfinals. It's actually pretty decent. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, sure, they fell short against T1. Like, they didn't even take a single game, but
you
pretty
are
good,
going.
especially
Yeah,
for Chovy putting the team on his back so many times.
exactly. And you are going up against T1.
Yeah.
It's a big task. But I think the team, like again, you know, they they could have like a massive future ahead of them. They've got this far. I think again we're going to see a lot more from them next year.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully.
yeah, I
Hanwha's,
hope so
yeah.
too.
Yeah. I mean, I expect more from the likes of Deft and Weiler because they showed
Yes, of
up
course.
during the playing stage, and but during the group stages they like went missing for a bit, and then they came
Mm,
back and then they went missing again. So it's just the level of consistency,
it
that's for
is. They
sure.
need to. Yeah, there needs to be some kind of consistency that they take forward.
For the disappointments of Worlds 2021, obviously we have to address this. Fun Plus, holy shit.
What happened to Fun Plus, man?
Like, damn, Phoenix just crashed and burned.
It's crazy though. Like, they weren't technically they weren't in a tough group. Okay, yeah, there's Damwon,
Exactly. Yeah,
but
but it's only
then
them one. Like
Damwon and then Rogue Cloud9. You never expected them to do
Cloud
this
Nine.
badly.
Yeah,
Cloud9, come on, guys.
exactly.
We make
And
fun
these
of
are the
Cloud9.
same guys who won it like 2 years ago. So
Yeah,
not to
exactly.
say they haven't been there before.
And look,
Pretty disappointing, I'm not gonna say.
exactly. Like,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
you
lie.
expect them to lose to Damwon because,
Yeah.
well, we saw the way they played, but they
The
took their
open game
first. I
for them.
think they in the group stages they took their first win against Cloud9, and then that was it. And
Yeah.
I think they also
Just
beat
downhill from
Rogue at
there.
some stage, and then that was it. They were just done. The teams figured them out. They didn't do anything new. Something happened, and they just couldn't come back from it.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow,
pretty
did not
disappointing,
expect it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we all had pretty high expectations of Fun Plus to actually at least make it out of the group stages, but
Yes,
wow. Ah, do you expect any roster changes? I would think so.
I would think that there's going to be some changes.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe not straight away. Maybe they'll give it a little bit of time, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's definitely needs to be something that changes somewhere in that team. Maybe it's maybe there was like a mindset coming to Worlds that we'd have it easy, and the teams
Yeah,
wouldn't
like
be challenges to us, and then it wasn't that at all.
I kind of
Um,
felt like they sort of cruised their way through. Like
mm,
there wasn't really much effort put in. Like I
yeah.
expected a lot more from Doing B, that's for sure.
Exactly. You would expect much more from Doan B.
Yeah.
He is considered like one of the most amazing mid laners, and I didn't really see that at all.
The other upset for Wolves, I would say, both LEC and LCS not even making an impact again. Like, yeah, they made it to quarterfinals,
Once
but
again, yeah.
not even taking a
That was
game
it.
off. Like Cloud9 couldn't take a game off Genji. Mad Lions couldn't take a game off them one. Like, yeah, they did
Look,
well in the group stages, but
yeah. That's the thing, though. Maybe for Mad Lions, they got down one in the quarterfinals, which is, looking
okay,
back,
it was an
wow.
uphill task, but
Yeah. For Cloud9, they got Genji.
yeah,
Genji did not look great all the time. So
exactly.
it and Cloud9 actually looked pretty damn good.
Exactly.
At,
Given
at
their
at
group.
moments, yeah, given their group, and yeah, coming out of that group, yes, it was through tiebreakers, but the only group that didn't have tiebreakers, I think, was Group B. So
Yeah. Group
uh,
B.
yeah, like Mad Lions making it through was huge because those Group D tiebreakers, I think it was
Yeah,
like everyone on
definitely.
3-3 the last day. Um,
Like
and
I would say
yeah,
props to Mad
Genji.
Lions, definitely.
Yeah,
Like they've done pretty well this year, I would say, for a
I
team
think
this
so.
young.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
especially for Rogue, like we can't really blame them that much, I would say.
No, of course
Yeah.
not.
But you gotta
I,
feel for Fnatic, like
oh wow, yeah.
having to lose like their star ADC and then just crumble in Group C.
Good
Like,
crumble. Yeah.
yeah,
Which is really tough to see. But there's also that they weren't in a extremely tough group as well. Like,
yeah,
Fnatic had RNG and kind of, yes, I know that PSG Talon and Han were
yeah,
really good, and yeah, PSG Talon didn't make it, but Fnatic you expected a lot more. But
yeah,
yeah, I think for Mad Lions and C9, well, especially for C9,
yeah.
you expected them to at least do something against Genji, and
Right.
it just wasn't
For a
there.
team that actually been to the semifinals a few times, like you
Yeah,
think they have what it takes, and they didn't.
yeah, and like that's the thing though as well. When we talk about the LEC and LCS, obviously we joke around a lot about them never making it this far or never doing well. But this Cloud9 team actually looked pretty solid
Yeah,
until they went up against Genji and then they just crumbled.
yeah.
I don't know what happened at the end.
There's
I,
definitely plenty of work left
yeah,
to do
yeah.
for Cloud9.
I mean, Sven and Perks, I thought would be just absolutely dominating. Like even in that series against Genji, and they just didn't show up at all. They weren't there.
Uh, speaking of other LCS teams like 100 Thieves and Team Liquid were pretty disappointing as well. Like they were all
Yeah.
right in their group stages, but
Well,
just
yeah.
wasn't.
I think, well, look, for Team Liquid, it was that Group D where it was just tiebreakers. And, when it came down to the 1v1s, the one game series,
Yeah,
they just couldn't make it through that. And they probably
pretty
looked like they
disappointing.
deserved to go through. But yeah, it was a disappointment to not see them going through
Definitely
on the
not that
fact that
day.
no. Yeah, it's, it's how worlds goes, I guess.
I'm hoping for a better one next year, that's for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
this was pretty good, not gonna lie.
oh yeah, of
I'm hoping
course.
for more.
You know, the games like when it came down to semifinals and finals, all went to the full 5 games, and you love to see it.
Yeah, can
There's
ask for
nothing
more
more
than
you
that.
love to see than
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know, yeah, a turnaround when you're on the brink of losing and you reverse sweep it. That's It's what we love to see, and it's what we saw
Exactly.
throughout from semifinals, both
Yeah,
semifinals, and then the grand final.
yeah, that part was definitely fun.
Mhm.
All right. And we're done with all that for today. I know it was a lot to unpack. If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, all those stuff. Until the next one. Bye.